back to the channel. Today is gauge day. We're gonna get gauges on this truck so we can see what it's doing. We've got your pyro, your exhaust temp. We've got volts because Ford doesn't have a voltmeter on their dash, which makes no sense whatsoever. And then boost, so we can really start figuring out what this thing is doing and we can get it dialed in. We also have the TAC interface or the TAC converter, so that way we can use the truck TAC, and we've got the sensor that runs on the flywheel from the bus. We'll put all this together to get all the gauges working. It's gonna be fantastic to know what this thing is doing. So we're gonna hop in here. We're gonna start figuring out where we need to pull our wires from and get this guy mounted up on the pillar so we can see what the truck's doing. First step is we're gonna get the boost sensor installed in this reference line. I'm sure there's a technical term for it, but this is the line, the pressure line that comes off of the intake to tell the injection pump there's boost, and this is the best place because you know it's coming right out of the intake. When we took it out of the bus, it had this T in here, and we took it out because it was a boost, a leak, knowing we were going to use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this line off here, and we're going to unthread this fitting. Try not to drop it. I'm good at that. And then we'll take this out. And we do have to put some tape on. We're just kind of test fitting right now. But we'll put this back in. Let's go back here. What we're trying to decide is, do we put our gauge, our boost gauge right here, and then put this back up over here? Or do we go ahead and put this right here? This is how they had it. I just felt like it was pulled really tight. I just don't like that. What do you think, AJ?
I think we should go to the top with the hose.
I think I like it. If we do this right here, obviously it's not tight.
Yeah, I mean, it's not pulling it tight right there, so.
Yeah, I like that a lot better.
Yeah, me too.
So if we do that right there, and then we put this right here, I think that's going to be golden, and we'll make sure we clock this so there's less stress on there. But I like that a lot better. There's good room right here. So this is how we do our boost gauge. We're gonna pull this apart, put Teflon tape on everything, get that sealed up, and then we'll move on to the exhaust temp sensor. There we go. There's our boost sensor. We got to take this plug out. This exhaust manifold came with plugs, so we're going to take this plug out for the. This is for the exhaust temperature sensor. I dropped that intentionally, AJ. So I cannot see anything that I'm doing. I'm doing this strictly by feel. Actually, the camera is more sight than I've had. This plug right here wouldn't come out for some reason. So now I'm going to cover myself in NICs.
I go back there, yep.
Oh, look at that. Couldn't do that again if I tried. It would have just glitched.
It's okay.
AJ, don't move.
I'm trying not to.
Okay, so then what we've got to do is we fish this little guy. It's been a good day, there's blood. Okay, where is the guy right there? Oh, it's way down there. Can't make my fingers work. Okay, so we're gonna do something like that right there. So then this is a compression fitting, kind of like a water, kind of like a pipe fitting.
So we tighten down this nut right here, and it'll clamp it in place and it'll seal it so it won't be an exhaust leak. So if I can find the right wrench, there we go. Don't have to go too crazy tight as long as it's held. Oh, we still got movement. Let's go just a little bit tighter. There we go. Exhaust. Oh, it still wants to move. What the heck? Apparently I gotta double wrench it. I didn't think it needed to be this tight, but clearly it does. That's what it's gonna be. We like that. All right, exhaust temp sensor is in. We taped our 2 wires, our exhaust temp, which is this one right here, and this one right here is our boost sensor. We just taped them to the end of the screwdriver that we pushed through this boot. We already had wires run through here. Not really the best way, but it's better than just drilling a big hole or shoving the boot out. So what we're gonna do is we'll pull that screwdriver back through the firewall with that tape, and it'll pull these wires through so we don't have to make a big gigantic hole. And we're working on getting the wires run up here on the firewall. And once they're where they need to go, we'll put these in wire loom, and then we're actually gonna get this wire loom secured up. It'll be really nice. Start with bolts. We're gonna put bolts up here, and once we get them all in, we'll put it in the truck. We'll figure out where it needs to sit this way. We'll get them facing the right direction so they look amazing. And then boost, he wants on the bottom. That looks pretty sweet. So we'll go test fit it in the truck. We'll make sure the angle's right. We don't want them all goofy angle. We don't want AJ driving down the road like this looking at his gauges. Yeah, see how far off those are? This is why we're testing it.
Make sure your anti-seize all over it.
Yeah, that's right. Since you really can't see what's going on here, we got to get this metal bracket with these little tiny nuts in there, and then once all those are tightened down, we have to plug in way in the back in there, and it's gonna be a blast. There we have it. The wiring is done. It's so tight we just really couldn't show you much. But we've got ground, we've got keyed power, and we have hot from the battery. We just need to get this all zip tied up underneath. And here, we can show you. It works really cool, except for somebody took the key.
Yeah, I'd like to hide the key from Tim. You never know.
You never know.
Here, you want to get it?
Boom. Look at that. Fantastic. Get this all zip tied up, and then next we start working on the tack. Let's take it for a drive and see what we got.
All right, here's the gauges. I don't know if how well you'll be able to see it on camera, but they're working. We got 14 volts on our voltmeter. We're at 400 degrees on our temperature. And that's right off the exhaust manifold, obviously. We're not really building boost like we expected. Once I go through a gear, you'll be able to see it go up a little bit. But I can only max it out at like 23 PSI. I don't know if you'll be able to see this needle move or not. PSI right there. So nothing amazing, but it's working at least. So we bought a plug for the turbo. We're gonna put that in tomorrow and see if that helps. Tim can tell you more about what that is later. And yeah, but it's all working. So that's exciting. I actually like the way it looks better than I thought. So I'm happy with that. And I like the green because it matches my dash cluster already.
Gauges work awesome. We're really happy to be able to monitor what the engine is doing now. We were just guessing before. We do have the tach to do, but that's a little more involved than we want to do right this minute, and really not involved, but the track bar is kind of more important. The axle is about, I don't know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches off center because of the 2-inch lift. So he got an adjustable track bar. Let's rip the old one off, get this track bar on, get the axle kind of centered back up, and if we have time, we'll take care of the tach too.
Tim says he's really excited about this track bar that we need to do.
I think my 1993 Chevy 2500 plow truck has less rust than this 2010 does. This does not look like fun to get off.
Yep.
There's a hex here, only because it's so big, but I don't see anything that resembles threads right here. We can't get an impact on it, so we're just gonna get a breaker bar and see what happens. I don't know how it's gonna go. I guess worst come worst, we got a cutting torch. But we gotta get this off, and then we got this end over here, which that shouldn't be so bad. Although I say that, I'll probably regret those words. So you don't have any deep 1/16 socket?
We'll be right back. Okay, try number 2 with better tools.
Well, that didn't sound right. Oh, you grabbed 1 1/8.
Yeah. What do you want?
1/16.
All right. Try number 3.
Now that AJ gave me the right size socket, let's see if this will work.
Did it start spinning?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, we got old and new right there. We're gonna start off with that length, and then we'll have to adjust it once it gets up into the truck, but that's our new track bar. Tim's excited about it.
Pretty beefy.
It is beefy.
Let's get her installed.
Well, there's the new track bar on, all tightened in. We'll probably have to do some other adjustments with it, but for now, that'll do better than the original. Right, Tim?
Yes, sir.
We mainly messed with the 2 bolts pulling the track bar off, and then we got the steering wheel clocked where we wanted it, so it's nice and straight. It's off by a little bit, but at some point I'm gonna replace all the steering components on this. They're old, nasty, and rusty, so got that done.
So today, we got gauges on this truck. We can now see what it does. We can see exhaust temp, we can see boost, we can see volts, because Ford doesn't give us a voltmeter. It turned out really good on the pillar there, really happy with the way those turned out. We got his adjustable track bar on, so the axle is now centered on the truck, and then we adjusted the steering wheel back, mostly centered. It's not all centered. We're gonna have to rebuild the front end at some point. One thing we didn't get done today was tachometer. This is gonna go into the bell housing. This is off the school bus, and then we bought not a programmer, but an interface module to give the proper signal to the truck. Didn't get it done today. We'll definitely get this done next time, but one step closer. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you next time. Like and subscribe.